Welcome to the Insurance and Money Podcast. We're here to educate on the topics of insurance and money. I'm your host, Karla Howard. I want to thank you for tuning into the show today. On this show, you can expect to learn about the different types of insurance and how they relate and apply to you. Also, we will discuss your money as well, such as checking, saving accounts, credit cards, and mortgages. Today we will do some myth busting on life insurance excuses, such as I'm too young to worry about life insurance. My job's group insurance is enough. Life insurance is too expensive. Life insurance is only for people with kids or dependents. And life insurance is a scam. Well, let's take these myths one by one. We have to bust these up. Myth, myth number one. I'm too young to worry about life insurance. I have heard this far too many times. Let's explore the plethora of reasons why this myth is wrong. It's cheaper when you're young. A healthy 25-year-old can get a term policy for under $20 a month. Rates increase with age or health conditions. And you lock in your insurability. Health issues can develop later, making it harder to qualify, or it's more expensive. Getting coverage while you're healthy equals more options. It's not just about death, it's about strategy. Use it to build financial protection early. Why not leave money for the next generation so that it can have a good financial start to life without the financial struggle? Many policies build cash value. If you have an accident or die young, do you really want your family to go knocking to get money to cover the final expenses? And you won't stay young forever. Life moves fast. Getting married, having kids, buying a home, all are reasons to have coverage. Getting it young will put you ahead of the game. Why wait till you're uninsurable? Or it's 3 times more expensive. It's better to buy when you're young and healthy. Please don't ask me as a life insurance agent to ask the company to make an exception this one time. The answer is no. Insurance companies would be out of business if they sold policies to sick individuals or those who are near death. Here's the truth. Life insurance companies are in business to collect premiums in the beginning, not when you're near death. I know it doesn't sound good, but let's educate ourselves and buy it when we are young and healthy. Let's make it work for us and not against us. And I had that happen to me once as an agent. I had a customer who wanted me to sell a policy for her husband. Unfortunately, her husband was in hospice with stage 4 cancer and wasn't expected to make it long. And that's exactly what she asked me. Can we just make it just this one time? Can we just make an exception this one time? And the answer is no. Remember, insurance and banking are regulated industries. You do it for one, you have to do it for all, and that will put insurance companies out of business. Let's look at myth number 2. My job's group life insurance is enough. A few months ago, a very good friend of mine called me with upsetting and sad news. Her cousin passed, and the only insurance she had was through her job. So everyone believed there would be enough money for final expenses. However, the company took months, and unfortunately, they still haven't released the group life insurance proceeds. There were some issues involved, and they weren't in a hurry. And because of the extremely long delay in the money being released, they had to cremate, which was not what the plan was. But that's what they were forced to do because the money wasn't released in a timely fashion. In fact, it still hasn't been released. Here's another example. I attempted to sell a policy to a young woman. Again, she said she didn't need it because she had group life insurance at work. At the time, I tried to convince her she was young and healthy. Several years later, she was laid off, so the group insurance was canceled. And shortly after being laid off, she was diagnosed with a serious disease and then saw the need for additional insurance. Unfortunately and sadly, it was too late. She didn't qualify for life insurance. When she died, she didn't have any insurance. Most people don't recognize that when you leave a job, the life insurance doesn't always leave with you. Some cases that could be the case, but in most cases, when you leave the job, you've also left your group life insurance. With health insurance, you get COBRA benefits, which means you can pay out of pocket for your health insurance for 18 months. But that's not with life insurance. With group life insurance, there are limitations based on the employer's need and budget. You don't have the opportunity to select such options as term, universal life, or whole life because you basically have to take what's offered. And the coverages in most cases are not as high as you would like them. Sometimes it's just 1, 2, or 3 times your annual income. And you could need way more coverage than that. As previously stated, if you leave the company, whether forced or not, you will lose the coverage in most cases. Now let's look at myth number 3. Life insurance is too expensive. I think, this is a cop-out. We just talked about how you can get a term policy for under $20 a month if you're very young. And I want you to check out my previous episodes. Term insurance is very affordable. It's the cheapest form of insurance. Buying young means you'll get a lot of coverage for a small amount of money. And as your situation changes, you can get a permanent policy. A little bit more expensive, but it's better to buy a permanent policy while you're younger than when you're older. Because you really can't afford not to buy life insurance. You really can't. I mean, who wants to go do a GoFundMe account because you don't have insurance or money to handle the final expenses? And do you really want to be forced to have to cremate if that's not what you want to do? You want to have options, whether it's to bury or to cremate. One is not better than the other. It really depends on what the family wants to do. And a lot of times what happens is the choice can be made if there's lack of finances. And why not leave your family debt-free and start building wealth? Let's look at myth number 4. Life insurance is only for people with kids. Well, this is not true. Even if you don't have dependents, you still need money for final expenses. Let's not forget the aunts or uncles that may need help. You may have grandparents that are still alive that could need help. Most people do have families, so let's leave a legacy such as tuition money for nieces and nephews. You can also donate to charitable organizations who take care of children in need, or there are so many good organizations out there that you could help. And there are worthy causes to support. And giving back to your community really does say a lot about you in an extremely positive way. So let's leave a legacy. Let's not leave bills behind that need to get paid. So kids or no kids, it's really about making sure your loved ones or anyone you care about aren't left with a financial burden. Now let's look at myth number 5. Life insurance is a scam. Hear that a lot. But the truth is, insurance is not. It's just a tool for transferring risk. Without it, one accident, illness, disaster could wipe out years of savings. The key is making sure you have the right type and amount, so you're not overpaying or buying something you don't need. Are there bad policies out there? Yes, there are. They do exist. But that doesn't make all life insurance a scam. It just means we have to be smart shoppers and get a really good licensed life insurance agent. But listen, hey, that's one of the reasons why I'm here to provide education. Many people don't get financial education as they're growing up. And a lot of people just believe the myth of the non educated and what they have to say about life insurance. Life insurance is a part, should be a part of every financial plan. So education is paramount. In the next episode, we will give examples of term insurance, IUL, and whole life insurance. There are other topics we will explore as well. Thank you for tuning into the show today. Please tune in every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and we'll continue our discussion on insurance and money issues. I have more examples and tips to share. This is Karla signing out. Until next week.